Good night, Barbados. We want to welcome you to the debut airing of Up to Haystacks with O'Reilly High. Thank you for tuning in to WITH News. This is where we speak about pressing topics in and around the Caribbean and also in our own little isle, Barbados. Tonight, our first topic is going to be one of a more serious kind. We're going to speak about the most recent implemented smoking ban, which took effect on the 1st of October. We're going to speak about how it affects the public, citizens, as well as the business persons who ply their trade by allowing persons to smoke in their restaurants. Before we go any further, we are going to take a call, as we have a call here. We haven't really explained anything about it as yet, but we have a call here, so I guess the person is pretty interested. I look here and see Bob calling from Christchurch. Good night, Bob.
Hi, yeah, good night. Yeah. Caracross, yeah, I ain't sure where she gone. I think she told me she getting shot, but...
Okay. Okay, Bob. I think you misunderstood. This is Up to Haystacks. We're discussing the issue.
I hear about this program coming on. When it's beyond, like, every week or something?
Well, we're trying to do it nightly once we receive the sponsorship. Our sponsor for tonight is Pimpson Motors. Congratulations to them. Thank you for your sponsorship, Pimpson Motors. They have done a really good job of allowing us to have our first show. Bob, thank you very much for your call. But what we are going to do, we're going to first explain what the ban is about and what we should consider as a public place. A public place, by definition, is a place defined as all enclosed and substantially enclosed places where people gather, like shopping malls, restaurants, bars, as well as government-owned facilities and historic sites. What you need to do while you're out there, citizens, is look for the no smoking signs. Now, business persons are supposed to have these signs displayed to alert the patrons of the no smoking regulations. We have another caller here. We're going to allow that caller to have his say. Good night, caller. What's your opinion?
Hello, good night. I think this is the number for my daddy. I want to talk to him, please.
Oh, I'm very sorry, but you have actually called Up to Haystacks with O'Reilly High. Do you have anything at all to share on the current topic, the smoking ban in Barbados?
Pardon me?
Seems like we have lost that call. That's very unfortunate. Callers, remember, when you call, be ready to give your information, as this is a discussion. Later on, we're going to have our first guest, Mr. Dimitri Isabich. He's the managing director of Bubbles Bar, one of our major bars here in the country, and he's claimed that he's been majorly effective. So later, we're going to see Dimitri Isabich. Alright, seems that we have another caller here. Go ahead, caller, what's your opinion?
Hello, good night.
Good night, good night.
My name is Mildred, and I've been living in Barbados for all of my life.
Good night, Mildred, how are you?
Well, I'm quite fine, just a little backache here that's been, tormenting me for the last couple of weeks.
Okay, what do you have to say about the topic smoking in Barbados?
Well, I didn't really want to mash them, But this is the first time, one of the first times I'm really proud of Barbados' government for stepping up and doing something about the wrong things that go on in Barbados.
We also agree. We do agree with you.
Yes, because smoking is a thing that really affects me, It affects me very badly. And what I think they have done is very good, because now people can't smoke in my face when I go anywhere.
That is great. But, Mildred, we also have to take it from the smoker's point of view, where they are affected as well, because we know that nicotine is addictive and it is very difficult to quit it. So we understand that you are facing health issues. We know it's wrong for smokers to smoke around other non-smokers, but we just ask if you would politely excuse yourself. Thanks a lot for calling.
Yes, that's no problem, son. That's all I really had to say.
All right, thanks a lot. Good night, callers. Thank you for sharing your views. We have another caller here. We're gonna take that call before we take Dimitri is a bitch. Good night, caller. What's your opinion?
Yeah, good night.
Good night.
My name is Tony.
Good night, Tony.
Yeah, so I'm a smoker. And I've been smoking, unfortunately, since about age 12, right? Because, yeah, some fellas are smoking, they tell me, they think good, so I try it, see?
Okay.
Yeah, peer pressure, you know how things is, but at that time it was me though. But anywho, this is not what's important, this is what's important. How you expect me, as a smoker? I inside a bar. Picture this, presenter. I in a bar. What's your name again?
My name is O'Reilly Hay.
Right, good night, Mr. Hay. I'm sorry, good night. Good night. My name is Tony. I'm inside a bar sitting down talking to my friends. We drinking drinks. I pull out a cigarette. Whoops. I gotta get up and leave. I don't think that thing is right. I don't think I should have to leave. My friends there are smokers.
Well, Tony, we understand it's an inconvenience to you to have to leave.
It's a big inconvenience because now this government of mine, this great government of mine, means to tell me I gotta get up and go by myself somewhere and smoke.
But think about the lives you're saving. Studies have shown that the percentage of
But
non-smoke.
wait, if I go outside and smoke, where the windows blow back inside the bar, so where the smoke thing?
But we have no control over the atmosphere, but we do have some measure of control where you smoke in an enclosed area where it may be affecting one or more persons.
I'm sorry, Mr. Hyde, but I think this smoking law is a waste of time. Waste of the government's time, my time, and your time. Good night, sir, and thank you very much.
Well, that's his opinion. Thank you very much, Tony. Unfortunately, we have to move on to our guest, a very important guest, Mr. Dimitri Izabich. He is the managing director of Bubbles Bar, a bar that has been adversely affected by this smoking ban, as it was a majorly smoking area for his patrons. Good night, Dimitri. Thank you for joining us here Up to Haystacks.
Good night, Mr. Hay. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Well, on this smoking issue here that we are facing, I don't think it's a very, very good idea. I don't think it's very profitable at all. All of my patrons are complaining, wondering if they have to step outside to take a smoke. One of the major things we try to promote here at Bubbles Bar is comfort. Comfort for every customer. That's why we have a specific section for those who like to smoke and do other things. Now, if you just want to come and have dinner, you can have dinner without smoking and bothering anyone else. But if you come to have a drink and relax with your friends and you want to have a smoke, well, that's fine. We have a separate place in our establishment where you can do so.
Okay, Mr. Izabich, we know that Barbados is modernizing, and we're following the trends of the outside influences, and the European countries in US, they have also banned smoking in public places, and it has worked for them. So if we are to claim that we are progressing in terms of business, the business atmosphere, why is it so bad to adopt these same measures to save lives? Because that's essentially what we're doing. We're saving lives.
Well, don't get me wrong. I haven't said that. Well, it is wrong or it won't save a life. But what I'm saying is, for those who often come to Bubbles Bar, they like the atmosphere. They like to be comfortable and be able to sit, eat, drink, relax, have a good time.
And
but how can they do that when they constantly need to get up and step outside?
Question.
Then you have to.
How has this affected your since October 1st till tonight is October 5th? How has this affected your sales within the past 5 days or so?
Well, luckily the sales haven't gone down, but I'm seeing a dramatic decrease in cigarette sales, or could I say, for those patrons who do smoke, there's been a reduce of about 5%. Yes, they're coming, they may be buying, but the amount of time they stay there, it doesn't. I'm sorry, but the amount of time that they stay there, they're not staying anymore, which means a dramatic decrease in our sales. Now
But does it increase customer turnover? Because if a regular dinner party stays for say an hour and a half, and those persons are majority smokers, wouldn't it have a greater effect on customer turnover for them to just stay there for half of an hour, therefore alleviating the space issue?
Well, I wouldn't say that, because if you think about it, since we're getting it down to numbers, let's say that my table of 6, who are all smokers, come and they spend, let's say, as you put, a half an hour. That's their usual time they spend, a half an hour. Let's say in this half an hour, they do spend $600. They buy $600 in food, drinks, cigarettes, what have you, but they spent $600. Now, having to get up and leave after spending such money, I think that's a loss to me. Because another table.
Satisfied.
Well, I'm not saying, because they are satisfied. I'm not saying they aren't satisfied, but another table may have come in. And yes, I might get another $600 or what the case have you. But let's think about it this way, where my customers are able to sit down inside and have their cigarette. Now, this comfort allows them to buy more drinks.
But yes,
as opposed to now making
that.
$600, I may make up to $1,000 on this table of 6.
Okay, Mr. Isabich, thank you very much for your views.
You're welcome, no problem, sir.
We sincerely apologize for having to cut you short, but we are limited on time as our sponsors, Pips and Motors, has given us an allotted time frame to do this in. Thank you very much, callers. Thank you for tuning in up to Haystacks. The issue tonight on the smoking ban in public, we empathize with those persons who have been affected negatively by sales or whatever. But recent studies have shown that nightclubs in the UK, they were also affected by smokers, the smoking ban, as the majority of their smokers or patrons were smokers. So what they did, they would just pay the fine, because if you can make £20,000 a night, you can afford to pay a $1,000 fine. We thank you very much for tuning in. If you don't smoke, don't gather. Please leave your comments, and we will hear you next time